Shalom, Israel, Shalom. This is the brother Kotazi or Hawad back at it with another lesson. This is going to be a lunch break lesson. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rachahakwadash. Double honors to my teachers, the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Shalom to you brothers out there laboring in this truth and faith and sincerity. And shalom to you families out there watching, waiting, praying on Yahweh Shah's second return. Peace and blessings to the house of David, the hopeful elect. All right, so this is a video I meant to go into the other day. My previous video or the one before this where I mentioned I was going to cover this. And then I got an article or video, if you will, to pair with this from the Newsbreak app. So let's just watch the video real quick.
What you gonna do? I'm a U.S. citizen. I'm a U.S. citizen. What you gonna do? I'm a U.S. citizen. What you gonna do? I'm a U.S. citizen. I'm a U.S. citizen. What you gonna do? I'm a U.S. citizen.
All right, so you see the video, and dude is likely clearly a U.S. citizen, right? I'm sure he got a birth certificate, social security card, what have you. But the thing is, we coming into a time where not even that shit is gonna matter, because this is going one of two ways. Either this is actually ICE, all right, and they arresting him for something. Right, we don't know what's going on. We don't got the context or what have you. But the second way this could go is this is actually just a group of men dressed up as if they are ICE, right? Not showing no credentials, not proving who they are, right? Nothing like that. No arrest warrant being presented, nothing of the sort. Right? So we coming into a time where, there will be a lot of this. You know what I mean? People being falsely arrested. Salaki, I'm tired at the plantation right now. People being falsely arrested, and then you got people essentially being kidnapped, right? And nobody knowing what happened to them. All right. So I just wanted to blow the trumpet on that as far as make y'all aware, if you have not already been aware about this going on. And there's many instances like this that are being recorded and being filmed and put on the internet. All right. Where a group of so-called ICE members, and agents or whatever, are allegedly arresting people for one reason or the next, but they're not showing no credentials. They're not presenting no arrest warrant. All right. So in actuality, they really could just be getting kidnapped. All right.
Welcome back.
All right, so this article reads, new ICE hubs coming to California.
National Guard troops deployed to LA and other cities have now been quietly withdrawn after months of legal battles. Over 5,000 federalized National Guard members were sent to LA last year as part of a broader deployment, but also included cities like Portland and Chicago. The Trump administration said the troops were needed to address unrest and immigration enforcement actions, but state and local leaders strongly against the move. Several court challenges, including a U.S. Supreme Court order, limited what those troops could do, and by the end of January, all troops were sent home without any formal announcement from the White House. In all, the Congressional Budget Office says the deployments cost nearly $500 million.
ICE appears to have leased a few new floors in an Irvine office park to provide workspace for its attorneys and street-level ICE agents. The building is on the 2000 block of Main Street in Irvine. Wired reported that the lease is buried in the U.S. General Services Administration property inventory, but doesn't say which agency is occupying the office space or how long the lease runs. Wired also reports the office space is near a child care center, a gym, and John Wayne Airport. The lease is news to Irvine Mayor Larry Agron, who tells the OC Register that the lease suggests ICE plans a more than temporary presence in Orange County. ICE also leases spaces in the federal building in Santa Ana. Some people living in Sierra Madre are sounding the alarm over what they say is an ongoing issue, toxins in the soil. And now the city council is hearing their concerns. They are demanding answers over fears of contaminated soil that is now being moved around as work begins on the new Meadows housing development in Sierra Madre. That vacant land is surrounded by homes that burned in the devastating Eden fire. People say the soil was never tested until after work.
Baba Kashar, bear with me.
Dollars cleaning our homes, and they have kids.
Okay, yeah, so like the rest of that is
and vulnerable members.
Pointless to a degree.
Court order limited.
So the point here was one of these news people mentioned
what those troops could do.
You know, the National Guard National Guard troops.
Welcome back. National Guard troops deployed to LA. Another formal announcement from the White House.
The National Guard troops, you know, are being pulled out of LA and being replaced with ICE agents. And so that video we saw at the beginning of this video, I started recording that video we watched, right? Well, there could be a whole lot more of that happening. You know, think about like a lot more ICE hubs being set up all over Babylon, so-called America, right? And then you got people doing something as simple and easy as going on Amazon.com or eBay or whatever it is, right? And buying these, you know, costumes that look like uniforms or whatever the case it may be, you know, and making themselves, you know, present as ICE agents. And then it's not hard, you know, it's not hard to get one of them blacked out SUVs. You know what I mean? You go on the Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist. You go to the damn Chevy dealership, you know. It's not hard to accomplish that, what we saw. All right.
What you gonna do?
It's not hard to accomplish this. And then to get you know, assault rifles and pistols and shit like that, like it's not impossible, man. It's not hard to do. Okay. So I just wanted to blow the trumpet on that, make y'all aware that this is something that's gonna happen a lot more, especially, I believe, especially to brothers, you know, men of the Lord, men of Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai, who are on the highways and byways preaching this gospel, preaching this truth, right? I believe they're gonna eventually come for brothers, man, and that's gonna be a part of, you know, what is it? Amos chapter 3, verse 7, a famine of the word, if I'm not mistaken. Nope, it's not Amos 3:7. Amos 8 and 11. Yeah, 8 and 11. Amos, this is the book of Amos, chapter 8 and verse 11. Behold, the days come, saith the Lord Yahweh, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst for water, but of hearing the words of Yahweh. And they shall wander from sea to sea, and from the north even to the east. They shall run to and fro to seek the word of Yahweh, and shall not find it. Right? So there's going to come a time where the brothers are going to get pulled off the streets. All right? And Yahweh Shai is going to stop brothers from prophesying, you know. And it's even going to get to a point where, you know, either the YouTube itself and shit like that is going to get took down, or, you know, it's going to happen in a way where the internet all around is shut down, or the power grid go down, so you don't have access to the internet and shit like this. It's gonna happen in a way where people ain't gonna have access to watch these videos that we putting up, and they're gonna, you know, they're gonna try to go to let me go to this corner where I passed up some of them brothers at, man. Let me go over here. They was always out over here. You know, brothers is gonna be out the way, man. You know, praying to Yahweh and Yahweh Shai, and being guided by Yahweh and Yahweh Shai on what we need to be doing next and what we need to be doing in that time. All right, and just trying to stay out the way, man. All right. Yeah, so this was meant to be something quick, fast, straight to the point. With that, I'm going to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Shalom.